Hello, fellow badasses. Erica Bonham here again, week 4. This week we are going to talk about perfectionism. And I have to admit, this is take 2 because the first take I didn't like. It wasn't perfect. So here we are. Here I am dealing with my own perfectionism issues. But no matter what I do or say in this video, I'm using this take because I'm working on my perfectionism. So hopefully it goes well. I want to talk about perfectionism because in terms of caring deeply and not giving a fuck, finding that balance and feeling like a badass, perfectionism is when caring deeply, or is one of the ways when caring deeply gets way out of hand. And we care too much about what we look like or what we're doing, and if it's not perfect, then it's shit. And if it's not perfect, then we are not good enough to belong, or we're not good enough to even try to do what we want to do. And so one of the ways that I've been taught about perfectionism is thinking about kind of a metaphor of having 2 wolves that live within our system. And one wolf is the wolf of perfectionism. And one way, this wolf wants to be at 100 percentile, perfect all the time, and only will settle for perfectionism. And then the other wolf is the good enough wolf, is this wolf of self-love and self-compassion. And it doesn't mean that we don't have goals. It doesn't mean that we don't want to grow, but it means that we don't have to be perfect. And when we feed the wolf of perfectionism, if we feed into that, if we feed into it has to be perfect or it's shit, then that wolf is never satisfied, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it wants more and more and more. And even when we reach a goal, it's not good enough because there's always something, there's someone better or there's something better, and we really reach this never good enough. And so it grows our sense of not good enough to belong, which is another way of thinking about shame. And so we grow these shame bodies of never feeling good enough. And so perfectionism ends up paralyzing us, because if we can't do it perfectly, then we won't try, so we'll just stop trying. Or if we're only doing what's comfortable and what we know that we're good at, then we don't grow. But if we feed this wolf of good enough, even if we just feed it a little bit, it starts to get satiated. And we start to grow of like, yeah, I have goals and I have dreams that I want to do, but I am whole and good enough just as I am in the present moment. And so I want you to think about, if you struggle with perfectionism, that little bitch, I struggle with it. She's such a little asshole. But she has a purpose. And so I have to even greet my perfectionism with compassion. Because it's a way of trying to push us to grow, but it actually has the opposite effect. And if we come from this place of compassion and love, that feeding that wolf, then we actually get to grow and take chances and take risks that make us grow even more. So your mantra for this week is good enough is pretty fucking good. And that really helps me in my dealing with my perfectionistic part. And just wiggling around in that is good enough. It's pretty fucking good. And so I'm going to use my mantra, even though there were some mistakes and some things that I don't necessarily love about this video. I'm going to post it and I'm going to use it because good enough is pretty fucking good. All right. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.